Welcome, wrestling warriors. You're tuned into Wrestle Watch Central, your daily dose of WWE. Hit that bell and let's get started. What happens when a leader confronts the person who once executed every order without question, only to see that same person rise and attempt to carve out his own path? This is the dilemma that Roman Reigns faced as he stepped into the spotlight to address Solo Sikoa, a man who had once been loyal, a warrior at his side, and now stood ready to build a new faction, independent of the Bloodline. The tension in the arena was palpable as fans waited, not for the spectacle of action, but for the weight of words that could shift the balance of power in WWE forever. Tonight was not about chaos or a brawl. It was about a conversation that carried the legacy of a family and the ambitions of the next generation. Solo Sikoa steps out of the shadow. In recent weeks, Solo Sikoa has begun to step out of the shadow of his cousin, asserting himself as a leader and gathering a group of fighters who follow him not out of obligation, but loyalty to his vision. This new faction, the MFTs, represents ambition, independence, and a willingness to challenge the traditional order. At the same time, a separate faction led by Paul Heyman has been quietly gaining influence, moving with precision and patience, observing the internal dynamics of the Bloodline, and waiting for the right moment to assert itself. The stage was set for a confrontation that goes beyond personal rivalry. It is about influence, legacy, and the future of an empire. The entrance that spoke. Volume's Roman Reigns' entrance was unlike any other. There were no pyrotechnics, no music blaring, and no entourage. He walked alone to the ring, his presence commanding attention without the need for spectacle. The silence that fell over the arena was thick, almost tangible, as though the audience itself were holding its breath in anticipation. Every eye was on him, and every word he would speak carried the weight of history, of mentorship, and of authority. His gaze, locked directly into the camera, was precise and unwavering, a reminder that this was a man who not only commands attention, but expects respect. A reminder of roots. Roman began by acknowledging Solo's growth, but also reminding him of his roots. "I see what you're doing," he said, "building your own kingdom, surrounding yourself with fighters, trying to show you are ready to lead." His words were measured, not rushed, each phrase giving the audience a moment to absorb the meaning behind them. But then came the reminder that no ambition exists in a vacuum. "Do not forget who taught you everything you know," he continued. "Strength, composure, leadership. These were not traits Solo discovered on his own. They were honed under Roman's guidance, tested in moments of pressure, and refined through the experience of standing beside a true leader." It was a moment of recognition, acknowledgement that Solo's foundation was not built alone, and that his success is tied to the legacy that nurtured him. The crossroads of choice. As Roman's message continued, it became clear that Solo and the MFTs now face a pivotal decision. They can choose to align with the Bloodline, joining forces against the larger threats looming on the horizon, or they can pursue rebellion, staking out independence but risking isolation. Roman's approach was strategic rather than aggressive. He did not demand obedience, nor did he threaten immediate harm. Instead, he offered clarity, framing the choice as an opportunity to define character, loyalty, and the future of their legacy. This is leadership through influence, not intimidation, a shift that reflects Roman's evolution from a dominating figure into a strategist who understands the power of decisions and the consequences that follow. Legacy versus ambition. What makes this moment compelling is the collision of two forces, loyalty and ambition. Solo represents ambition, the desire to grow, to lead, to make a name for himself. Roman embodies legacy, the enduring strength of a dynasty and the wisdom of experience. The tension between these forces is what drives the drama, capturing the imagination of the audience and making the stakes feel immediate and real. It's a reminder that in life, as in wrestling, growth often requires challenging authority, but success requires understanding the foundation on which you build. A story. Still unfolding. With Roman's statement delivered, The arena was left in suspense. The WWE Universe now waits for Solo's decision. Will he reinforce the bloodline, strengthening the empire and embracing his roots? Or will he take a bold step into independence, risking a civil war? Conflict that could alter the power structure entirely? Every action from this point forward will carry significance, as alliances will be tested, loyalty measured, and ambition weighed against legacy. The unfolding story is not just about one person or one faction. It is about the future of the empire itself and the choices that will define its trajectory for years to come. Leadership, strategy, and family. Roman Reigns' approach shows that leadership is not merely about strength, intimidation, or control. True leadership involves strategy, patience, and the ability to inspire others to act in alignment with a vision. By speaking to Solo with measured intensity, Roman demonstrated respect for the growth and agency of his former enforcer, while reminding him that power carries responsibility. It is a lesson in how experience can guide ambition, how mentorship can coexist with independence, and how legacy can provide both roots and wings to those who seek to rise. The moment of decision. At its core, this moment is about choice. Solo Sikoa and the MFTs are no longer defined solely by the shadow of the bloodline. They have the opportunity to shape their own path. Yet, the consequences of that path are clear. Unity offers strength and protection. Rebellion brings risk and potential isolation. Roman's words serve as both guidance and warning, reminding the audience that the future of WWE's most dominant family is at a crossroads, and that every decision will have lasting impact. The WWE Universe holds its breath. As the echoes of Roman's words fade, the WWE Universe is left waiting, imagining the next chapter. Fans and followers are acutely aware that the story has shifted from a personal conflict to a high-stakes saga of loyalty, ambition, and legacy. Every match, every alliance, and every confrontation that follows will carry the weight of this moment. The drama is no longer confined to the ring. It is embedded in the choices and actions of those involved, shaping the narrative of an entire era. Conclusion. When words become power tonight, Roman Reigns didn't just speak. He reshaped the battlefield with strategy, wisdom, and authority. He reminded Solo Sikoa that while ambition can build kingdoms, legacy builds empires. He showed that true power lies in leadership, in giving choice while guiding with experience, and in defining the terms of loyalty without forcing it. The story is far from over, and the next steps of Solo and the MFTs will determine whether the bloodline continues its dominance or faces a new era of challenge. One thing is certain: when the tribal chief speaks, the wrestling world listens, and the stage is set for a defining chapter in WWE history.